Hello, my first graders. So today I'm going to model writing a letter for you, okay? From the heading through the greeting, the body, the closing, and the signature, okay? We're going to go through each part. And I'm just going to talk to you through it as I write it, and that way you have an idea of how I came about with my letter. You've seen a lot of letters, but now you can hear me talk through it. So I'm going to start with the heading. Okay, so remember the heading is my date. So I have to think, well, what is today's date? I can look at my phone, I can look at the computer. Okay, so when I'm writing this letter, it is January 6th. So January is my month, 6th is the date, and then my year is 2021. Okay, so that's my heading, which is my date. Okay, so I have my date. Next, heading, greeting. Okay, so I'm going to write my greeting. So my greeting always starts with dear. And dear gets a capital letter. Okay, capital letter in dear. Dear, and I have to think, well, who do I want to write my letter to? Who can I write it to? Well, I've been writing it to you, so I could write it to you. I could write it to somebody else. I want to think. Well, this is where you might want to think, well, what am I going to write about? So I think I want to write about what I did over winter break. Okay, so I'm going to write about over winter break. So I think I'm going to write to you. Okay, I'm going to write to you and tell you what I did over winter break because you don't know what I did. So it's a good writing for you guys to hear what I did. So I'm going to say, dear class, because I'm writing to you. Not just you, I'm writing to our whole class. So, dear class. Okay, and because I'm naming you, you get a capital letter. If you pick somebody to write to like me, you would also give me a capital letter because it's my name. If you're writing to your friend or your mom, they would also get a capital because it's their name. So, dear class. Now I need a comma. Okay, that comma is means I take a little pause. Dear class, comma. Okay, so I have my heading, my greeting, now my body. So remember, I told you I was going to write about winter break. I want to tell you some things that I did. So let me start over here. So here's my body. This is the biggest part. When I do the body of my letter, I want to have at least 3 sentences. 1 sentence is not enough for a letter. You need 3, 4. You can do more. You can actually do more than that, but I don't want less than 3 sentences, okay? So you have to think of at least 3 different things that you want to tell someone, okay? So let me think it through. I think I could tell you, okay, I want to tell you I went to the Poconos. I watched a lot of movies with my family. We had game night. And I'm excited about starting school again. So it gives me a couple things to talk about. So one of the things that when you start the body of the letter is sometimes it's nice to just ask somebody how they're doing, okay? Because remember, it's like a conversation where you're talking back and forth. So I might want to say to you, hi. I could say, even start with hi. Hi, how are you doing? So I think that's how I'm going to start this one. And I'm going to tell you right now, hi does not count as a sentence, okay? Too short, okay? But it is a sentence, but it doesn't count towards your 3, all right? So I'm going to start with hi, period. How are you? Question mark. Oops. Okay. Hi, how are you? Okay. And I'm asking a question. Oh, this is spell as I'm writing in here. There you go. My question mark looks better now. Okay. All right. Hi, how are you? Notice I left spaces between my words. I'm asking a question, so I put a question mark at the end. Okay, now I'm going to go into some things that I want to tell you. So, hi, how are you? I had a great winter break. Period. I had a great winter break. Now I have to think what else. Then I put my period in. Now I have to think what else do I want to say. My family and I went to the Poconos. Period. My family and I went to the Poconos. Period. End of my sentence. That's the end of my thoughts. And I have to think, what else do I want to tell you? We watched many movies period. We watched many movies, period. Okay, so what else did I do? We baked cookies. Actually, we didn't bake cookies. I baked cookies. What is that? I baked cookies, period. I baked cookies, period. All right. I got a lot of good sentences. Maybe I'll think of one more I can write about. It was very relaxing. Period. All right, so let me just read through what I have. I feel like I have enough and I've said enough, but let me just read my sentences and say, hi, how are you? I had a great winter break. My family and I went to the Poconos. We watched many movies. I baked cookies. It was very relaxing. I think I said enough, right? I have many sentences. It's one sentence, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I wrote you 6 sentences. I didn't count the high sentence, okay? Because remember, too short. I wrote you 6 sentences. So I really said enough, and I really told you about what I did over break. I could keep going if I have more thoughts. I could write about how I miss you and how I'm ready to go back to school, or I can decide to stop it here. And I think I'm going to stop it here for right now. So that was my body. I told you a little bit about what I did over winter break. And now that I'm finished, now I need to go on to my closing. Okay, so remember, heading, greeting, body, closing. So my closing, I could say from or love or sincerely, or I could say, I think I'm going to go with from. I'm going to say from comma, okay, from. So when I do my closing, remember closing starts with a capital letter It also has a comma at the end, right, from. And now I need my signature. Okay, so my signature is my name. Remember, it doesn't need to be in cursive. Most of the time when we do a friendly letter, our signature is in print, so that way someone knows exactly who wrote the letter. Well, I wrote the letter, so I'm gonna say Mrs. Bell, because that's what you guys call me. And when you do your letter, this is where you would put your name, so that whoever you wrote to knows that the letter was from you. Okay, just like this one's from me. All right, so let's go back through our parts of the letter, and we'll go through and label them just so that we remember each part. Ready? We have our heading, our greeting. This is the body, my closing, right? Closing. And last we have our signature, right? Our stomping. All right. So that's the parts of our letter. So boys and girls, coming up soon, you're going to have to label the parts of a letter. Okay, so keep on practicing.